diffused horn. That was a term I heard in a podcast recently. I guess I've narrowed off a lot of direct sound paths with those deflectors. I still have direct path from the Super Tweeter. But anyway, on with today's topic. I was flipping through my iPad, getting some things sorted, and I found the Notes app. I thought, I wonder if I have any notes in here. And sure enough, August 2019, so not too long ago, I thought I'd write a bit of a ultimate goals in sound quality and what I thought about it all, and I thought I'd write a bit of a screed. I think I was sitting on the beach at the time, not much into sunbaking, so I thought I'd just sit in the shade and write some thoughts. And I thought I'll read them back and see if there's any wild zingers that I've changed my mind on and stuff like that. But it turns out that it's all pretty solid. And then I guess since then I've probably just been learning a little bit more about dispersion and controlling dispersion and things like that. But a lot of it is just bang on what I'm still chasing right now. So I guess I could all read it together. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, I said, why you suck at SQ, which was kind of a tongue-in-cheek title because there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube about stuff, and they say why you suck at blah blah, and then they tell you how not to suck. But it's kind of, well, you don't really suck, but here are some tips. So I had SQ as being the reproduction of stereo music recordings. So we're going, well, not into 5/1 territory and all that sort of crap. And I'm not very much of a writer, but I tried to break it down into something, poignant at the start and then dive into it deeper later on. So I said there are two goals in SQ that are worth pursuing. And my grammar's a little bit funny here. I said the left and the right channels, but I should have really said the left channel, and the second thing is the right channel. Make it more of a point. And they are the only truths. A phantom center, stage width, stage height, stage depth are the results of a reasonable preservation of the left and the right channels. By preservation, it is meant to reduce any distortions from the original content. The goals are theoretical perfection to attainable near perfection to pretty awesome or better than stock. The impossible goals are all information from the channels to part from an infinitely small point in space, also for the transmission of wave energies to make it to the inner workings of the ear, so that all the phase and magnitude was unchanged and no environmental interaction was detected, no reflections, no delay or the like. So go have a chuckle, no can do, I agree, but just think like this every time you do anything in your car for any little aspect in your journey, and at least you'll be going towards true sound and not away from it. So the true sound is in that recording. You just have to get it to your eardrums. Total preservation of the information in the channels is the goal. It's not 100% possible. So the left and the right shall be as close or as possible to each other in terms of frequency and magnitude and phase. So in that paragraph, I'm just saying that, well, maybe you might not get the perfect transition through some of your crossovers, but as long as the phase errors are equal in the left and the right, then you're saving as much as you can save, or get your magnitudes matched and stuff like that. Side goals. Left and right are to be presented at ear level and towards the front of an equilateral triangle, including the listening position. So that's an old kind of theory that you can't really attain in driving a car, unless you have a McLaren F1 or similar. But that's what you're trying to represent. That's how you get your stage goal. So if you're sitting back where I am now, for instance, you could call that 30 degrees off centre. So if you're still trying to get that, well, maybe you could say, well, this is not quite an equilateral triangle because that's 35 degrees and that's 35. So, maybe there are more compromises than some people realise when choosing your placement of your left and right banks. What else have we got here? Not so commonly recommended goals are that shall be the whole system plan. Try to stop all of the left source being heard by the right ear and vice versa. Now, some people say, well, this is kind of another impossible feat, but it's still, if you try and do that, you can make it slightly better. I guess if you're in an anechoic chamber, you'd probably get pretty spot on imaging and depth. But I guess if you're in a room, you might have a little bit more left-right bleed, so keep that into consideration. Quick interjection here, there's a bit of a zinger maybe, that if you did remove all left-right interaction, you'd probably just have this image in the center of your head, but probably that statement was made due to the fact that it was impossible to totally remove it all. You must make compromises on goals all through the design and build and testing process. So how much will you compromise? So that's the end of part one. Have to cut it short. There's another bit of stuff more about installation. Let me know if you want to hear more of that, and we'll get back to you next time. All right, catch you later.